Michael Church here with Crawl Space Ninja, and again we have Brian Canfield, and today we're going to talk about the differences between the Aprilaire 1820, the Aprilaire 1830, and the Aprilaire 1850. So stay tuned. Okay, Brian, so one of the questions I always get is what is the big difference between those three models of Aprilaires, the 1820, the 1830, and the 1850? So we thought you could explain it a little better than me, so do you mind just sharing that with us?
Sure, absolutely. So when we started out with the 1800 series, it was mainly geared for whole home and freestanding dehumidification. And we created the 1830, which is our 70-pint dehumidifier, and we created the 1850, which is a slightly larger version at 95 pints. Well, then what we realized is that there's a lot of situations, whether it be in Tennessee or the Carolinas or Georgia, where you have really shallow and narrow crawl spaces.
Right, right.
So we definitely said, hey, you know what? We need to come up with a unit that's going to allow installations of those really tight, really narrow spaces. So we came up with the 1820, which again is only about 12.5 inches tall. So you're going to be able to get that into most crawl spaces. And I'll tell you what, if you're not getting that 1820, and I don't think a person should probably be crawling in there either, right?
That's right. And it's not only about short crawl spaces or skinny crawl spaces, but also the doors. Some people make these really tiny doors that's really hard to get into. So if you've got an 18 by 18 inch door, which isn't very big, you can still slide that dehumidifier through that door, which is wonderful to be able to do that.
That's right. And again, the 1820 is also a 70-pint unit, as is the 1830. The biggest difference, though, between the two is the 1830 offers a little bit quieter experience than the 1820. But again, both are rated at an Energy Star level, and both are AHEM rated at 8060 to do 70 pints. So again, it's really from a space standpoint and if you want a little bit quieter of a product.
That's right. So if you're looking for a more quiet product, you want to go with the 1830. But if you're doing this yourself and you're having to drag the dehumidifier into the space, the 1820 is also lighter.
That's right.
And easier to work with. So it's an easier product for you to use. Not only, you can still use it in a larger crawl space with a larger door. Anything you can put the 1830 in, you can still use the 1820.
That's right. That's right. And from a coverage standpoint, all of our units are rated based on an 8-foot ceiling height and below. And our 1820 and 30 go to about 22 to 2,400 square feet, depending on the tightness of the space.
And that's based on an 8-foot ceiling?
And that's based on an 8-foot ceiling.
Oh, wow.
That's how we rate them, yep. And on an 1850, we can go all the way up to 2,800 to 3,000 square feet. So you really should be able to cover 99% of the applications that you might have based on our lineup.
That's great. Now, just as a rule of thumb, the way we do it is, since we're normally dealing with 3 to 4 foot spaces and sometimes smaller, we will do 2,200 square foot or less will be the 20 or 30 series model, and then anything over 2,200 square feet in a crawl space will be the 1850 model.
Absolutely.
So that way you got the more pint, because it is pulling, I think you said 95 pints.
Correct.
Versus 70 pints. So having that extra power in order to address a larger crawl space, and a lot of times a cut-up crawl space could also be needing the 1850 series because of its strength and being able to pull that humidity to it. So real quick, ducting.
Yeah.
Okay, so the beauty of the Aprilaire is it also has ducting collars on it.
Correct.
And I think most of your competitors charge for those collars. Is that right?
That's right. They come with it.
They come with it, right.
Yep.
So it's so great. So now I believe that's a 10-inch collar. Is that
Correct.
right?
So it's a 10-inch on the 1850 and 30 and an 8-inch on the 1820.
On the 1820. So you could duct any of those either into the HVAC unit,
Yep.
to create a whole home Aprilaire dehumidification experience.
Yep.
Or if you've got a chopped up crawl space, maybe you got some walls or you built an addition or something and you want to get more air to that back, you could duct it there as well. Is that right?
Absolutely. And if for some reason you had some chopped up crawl spaces and you wanted to put a T or a Y connection on the ductwork to maybe have it branch off, you can do that too.
That's a great idea. Now, does the ducting help quiet it at all? I've heard rumors that that might also be the case where it slows the air down to quiet the ducting. Is that possible?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we always recommend, if you can, to put insulated duct in, because that will muffle and virtually eliminate a lot of the sound, because again, the unit will be projecting that sound out axially and it'll be absorbed as it goes through that duct by your insulated collars.
Okay, so it's not necessary to duct it, but if you're looking to even quiet the quiet units down even more, you could put some insulated ducting.
Absolutely. The ductwork will give you sound, and also the nice thing is if, let's say, you don't want to crawl 50 feet in your crawl space to get to your dehumidifier, you can locate the unit closer to your door, and then you can use ducting to get out into the space.
That is correct. And we always recommend blowing the dry air to the back or larger part of the crawl space as well. And we recently did a video about the different remotes that you can hook up on these dehumidifiers. So we're going to put a link to that video down below too, so you can check it out. Now, one other question I like to ask is, I know the remotes work on the 1830s and the 1850s. Do they also work on the 1820s?
They do. They do. They have, the nice thing about Aprilaire is all of our units have the same digital control and utilize the same software and the same technology across all 3 units. So you're getting the same experience regardless of which product you choose.
That is great, great. So thank you, Brian, again for sharing with all of us this great information about the Aprilaire products. And they have a lot more products than what we use. So if you're in the HVAC industry or different things like that, you probably know about their filtration and different units, their air cleaners, their humidifiers. So Aprilaire is a great company, been around a long time, and we really appreciate you, Brian, stopping in. Absolutely. And my name is Michael Church, and we hope you like the video down below, and I hope you make it a happy and blessed day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you later.